Hi, everybody, and welcome to September's Supervisor School. We are so excited, and we've got a big treat for you guys. I'm so excited myself. I can hardly breathe. Anyway, I've just got back from my holidays, and what Herbalife has given me is beyond belief. You know, I've started in Herbalife 36 years ago, and incredible. You know, they say you never have to work another day in your life when you find something you really enjoy doing. And I just found Herbalife at the time. I was pregnant with my second child, and I really had not a lot of hope in my life. I was working in a university. I was assistant to the vice chancellor, but I thought, if that's all I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, I might as well go chuck myself in the River Thames. But I didn't, fortunately, because a friend of mine came into my office one day and asked me to take a look at an opportunity. Now, no one had ever used that word before with me, opportunity. I sort of went along to this meeting in central London, and we weren't in any other countries in Europe then, but I saw a lot of friendly, happy people who are having fun, and they all look good, you know. And I thought, I don't know what these guys are doing. In fact, I don't care what they're doing. I just want to be part of the team, you know. So I got signed up. And then the person that took me to that meeting, he made me take the products. He said, come on, Angela, you got to take these products. So I did, and I noticed that, you know, I started feeling a lot different within myself. And that's really how I got started. And there was a man at the meeting who became my mentor and sponsor, Alan Lorenz. And Alan had the best suit on in the room. And Alan said, I said, well, what do I do now after I sign the form? He said, you come along to a meeting on Tuesday evening and you take 10 people with you. So I never asked questions. I think that was probably the secret of my success. I never doubted anything. I just copied what people told me to do. So I went out, I started writing flyers, and I got into put flyers on windscreens of cars, which you're not allowed to do now, put them through letterboxes, that sort of thing. And nobody called me. And then I started talking to the people that I knew. Some of them couldn't come to the meeting, but they said, we'll give you a call later on in the week, Angela. But not one person out of the 10 that I had lined up came to that meeting on that following Tuesday evening. But the lesson that it taught me was that it didn't matter that nobody came. What it taught me was it got me into action in those very first few days, those very first few hours. And that is always, I believe, been the key to my success. Because afterwards, some of the people I had spoken to, they phoned me, they said, sorry, we couldn't come, but blah, blah, blah. And that's how I got started. My very first level on the marketing plan was senior consultant with the 500 volume points, 35% discount. And I was so excited about this level. And some of the people that I had met, they started wanting to sign up as distributors. So they said, well, what do we do, Angela? I said, well, this is what I did. I did 500 volume points, and they just copied what I did. And just doing that process, within my first 3 weeks of signing up in 1986, I became a supervisor. And my very first supervisor school was with Mark Hughes. Mark Hughes used to fly into England every month because he knew that from the United Kingdom, it was going to be the springboard for the rest of Europe, Africa, and in fact, many countries in the world. So Mark wanted to make sure that we were properly trained. And my very first supervisor school with Mark Hughes, I saw this man, a young man, very young, 22, or he was 22 when he started the company, then he was about 26. And he said, I'm going to take this product around the entire world, customer by customer, distributor by distributor, country by country. And we all believed him. We just knew, you know, this man was a visionary. We knew he was going to do it, and he had the plan. So thankfully he did, and we followed him, and my life changed. You know, I had given up my job. I stayed at home. I looked after my 2 children. And I was able eventually to give them private education, finance them through university. They both have glorious careers themselves. They both are doing what they love doing, and they have children of their own now. I'm a grandmother of 4, and I guess my 4 grandchildren will one day, they all use the shade, one day will be out there doing Herbalife, their Herbalife business. I've got people coming into my business now and their children are signing up. And when, you know, at 14, they can sign up in the UK. So that's how we do it. It's a generation by generation. I've just come back. I have a home opposite Windsor Castle where the Queen lives, or did live. She is quite a buzzy place at the moment. You know, we've going to have a funeral in a few days' time, and the whole world will be focused on Windsor and London. And then I have a beautiful home on a beach in Cape Town, South Africa, where I've just come from. My business went from the UK into South Africa. It went into 28 countries around the world. And I have 4 lines of presidents, team members, and in my global organization, I have 46 presidents, team members. I have 13 in South Africa, or in Africa. I have 10 in Hong Kong and Germany, Switzerland, just everywhere, Singapore, Malaysia. And it all started in the United Kingdom. And it started because my mentor, Alan, he told me, you got to ask people where they know people. If you don't do that, your business won't move. So even today, I'll sit in a restaurant and I'll say to the waiter, where are you from? Because it was drilled into me to find leads wherever I go in life. And that's what Alan Lorenz used to do, and that's what I still do today. I ask people where they're from or who do they know anywhere in the Herbalife world. And that's how our business grew. So I'm really excited what you're going to see tonight. I say I've just come back from South Africa. On my way back, I stopped. I don't know if we saw those photos, Christian, you managed to slip them in, but you managed to spend some time with great president's team member, Eddie and Chloe Lamar, with their family in Dubai. And it got me thinking, you know, Herbalife's not just about the product. It's not just about the business. It's also about the friends you make and the people that come into your life, not for a day. I've got people that have been friends of mine now for 36 years. Loyal, beautiful friends. And we've built a community in Herbalife, a community that has gone around the world. And my son was with me in Dubai, his wife and their 3 sons. And they got to live a millionaire's lifestyle. They went on camels. I took them on safari in South Africa. They did everything. And it wasn't just about the money, and it wasn't just about this glorious, luxurious lifestyle. It was about the memories that you can give your children and your grandchildren are second to none. And no one can ever take these memories away from you.
Just keep it.
So we just, so no one can take those memories away from you.
Angela, please unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm unmuted now. So just going back to what I said, it got me thinking that when on my way back from Dubai, the memories that I was able to give my grandchildren and my children, no one can ever take that away from them. That's what will cultivate them for the rest of their life. You know, these beautiful memories of seeing foreign countries, seeing people, the way they live in their different countries, from different religions, from different walks of life, from different nationalities. And I truly believe that what we're building with Herbalife is something second to none. What we're building is a glorious movement that is going to change the world forever. That's what we have in Herbalife. That's what I believe. And it gives me a really great pleasure now and if you're not a supervisor, I just want you to know the purpose of this supervisor school. You might have noticed we don't put passwords on it. We trust you because Herbalife is about trust and it's about developing leadership. It's not about somebody coming on and who's not a supervisor and finding some magic formula. The formula is they become a supervisor and then they come on. That's the formula for leadership. So I want to bring on somebody now who I'm really excited about. I only got to know him a couple of years ago. He did some trainings for my organization and I was totally blown away. And I'm telling you, you're going to want to take good notes. My sponsor, my mentor, Alan, he always said, write this down, write this down. Well, I've got my notebook ready to write every word this guy says down. Because in Herbalife, you never stop learning. You never stop learning. And just to tell you a little bit about our special guest speaker, Shai. Shai's been in Herbalife for almost 30 years. And he's going to tell you all about himself and his journey through Herbalife. He came from a working class family. His mother cleaned homes and his father worked in a factory. And he had to leave school at the age of 13 years old. Can you imagine? And he went to work in the fields. In fact, he told me he was working in the potato fields, digging up potatoes, and also different factories and that sort of thing. Luckily for Shai, he found Herbalife when he was only 20 years old. And not long afterwards, he moved to Florida in the United States of America, and he lived in Florida for 24 years before returning to his home country of Israel. He has 3 downline president's team members, and he is a 1 million lifetime achievement winner, and soon he's knocking on the door of 2 million. He told me he's dead excited about that. He's out talking to everybody that moves. So listen carefully. He's from the modern generation today. He's executive, president's team member, Shai Pritz. Are you there? Shai?
Wow, unbelievable. Thank you so much for this introduction. I'll share the presentation if that's okay. Hey, I was surprised. Oh. Well, you got me to size. Well, it's so exciting and so humbling. And Angela, thank you so much for inviting me to share my story and do the supervisor school. It's actually, yeah, I'm excited. You think after you've done it for 30 years, you won't be excited. So I'm excited. You know, being here and like I'm looking at the names that on the call. There's like 200 and almost 300 people over here, and I have like my second supervisor school, basically instructor, the person that Alfred Patron is over here. Oh my God, like you guys have the Herbalife legend over here, and you have Elizabeth, and you have Dan Delphi over here, and it's unbelievable. Like, Hall of Fame inviting me. I just got started, and it's amazing. So Alf, thank you so much being on the call. Alf Patron was my second supervisor school. So, okay, let me get it back and let's get started. So my name is Shai. Pritz, and I was born in Israel. And I have a great childhood. We didn't have a lot of money, but everybody around us didn't have a lot of money, so it was, it was okay. It wasn't that special. And my mother used to always tell me, you can be anything you want to be. I don't know if she really believed that, but I did believe her. And she told me with hard work and with effort, and if you study well, you can go and be whatever you want to be and wherever you want to be. So this is me. My mother wanted a girl so much, and I am the oldest. So when I was born, she got me instead of a girl. So she used to dress me in girls' clothes. Maybe that explains some other stuff later on. And I used to have hair. This is where I grew up, in a smaller apartment to a working class family. My mom used to clean for rich people and cook for rich people. And my dad used to work on a factory, an assembly line. And there was no elevator. And at that time, there was no air conditioning in those buildings. And that's where was my childhood. From age 13, after school, I always looked to find a job, to find a way to make extra money so I can go and basically, buy myself stuff that I want, because, I understood that there was not enough money. So I think I did it all. I worked in picking up potatoes. I worked in a nursery. I worked with adults in factories to make belts. I even sold the flowers. I did it all just to that. My mother, said like, you don't need to do that. You just need to keep studying. But I understood. So that's what I did from basically age 13, going to school, and after school working. And I learned from my parents a few things. My dad was a hardworking man, still a hardworking man, and he had work ethic. So that's something that I got real soon in life, and that you cannot count on anybody else, only on yourself. So if you won't do it, nobody else is going to do it. So my first exposure was to Herbalife, and I like to train by sharing my story because that's real life. I went to a bank when I was 17 to deposit my paycheck, and there was a guy over there giving out flyers, and he asked us, do you want to make extra money? And I always wanted to make extra money. I said, sure. So he told me, here it is, and there's a meeting, an interview, come over there. And I'm coming to an interview, which was really weird because it was in a place they play racquetball, and it was in a hall, and there were a lot of people over there. And I got inside, and they were playing some video in English. If you think my English is bad now, you should hear me then. And people were clapping, and I didn't get what they're doing. And then they stood up and said how much weight they lost. And I'm like, they're looking at me, right? Because I always suffered from a weight problem. I was an overweight baby. I was overweight kid, overweight teenager. And then everybody like, I lost this, and everybody, whoa, and clapping head. And I'm like, what is that? And then they stood up and start saying how much money they're making. And I basically, that's when the meeting ended for me. So there's no way you can make that amount of money. So I just left. But, once you see Herbalife, I gotta say something. I'm from the US, so we have to, we're required to say that I'm in the top 1% of earners. If you want to see the example, check up the compensation play by Herbalife. Go to herbalife.com. Now we cover the legal stuff. We can continue. So I said, there's no way. I left. But once you see an Herbalife meeting, something sticks. And I'm like, after a year, I still see cars with a bumper sticker says Herbalife. And I said, like, didn't they run out of people to scam? And I said, like, there's no way they can still exist. And later on, after a few years, I went to visit a friend of mine, and she said, you got to see what my roommate is doing. And she took us to his room, and there was full of boxes of Herbalife. And I told her, oh, Herbalife. I know it. I know everything about Herbalife. And then the next exposure was I met my best friend from high school, my sponsor, Itamar, and he wore a button. Oh my God, I made his life miserable. I started making fun of him. I said, like, are you serious? You were the smartest person in class. How did they got you? And he looked at me, you heard about Herbalife? I said, of course, I know all about it. Of course, I was in a meeting. I know all about it. And then he said, well, just wait and see. I didn't see him for a while. Then I came back and something was different about him. His face were a little bit brighter. He looked like he lost some weight and he was wearing a suit, which we don't wear suit, especially not then. And it looked like it was a suit that he borrowed from his grandfather or something like that. And I said, are you still in this? And he said to me, yes. And let me show you what I did from retail. And I was blown away. I've never seen that amount of money, which wasn't hard because at that time I was getting paid $70 a month. So everything over $100 was a lot of money. And then he said, let's go out. And he said, like, I can go out. I don't have any money. And told me something like, I'm buying. I said, like, okay, you're buying. I'm coming. No problem. And then I see him getting dressed and he put that horrible button on his suit. And he's tall. And I said, you're not going to wear that, right? And he said, yes, I am. And I said, no, really? Please don't wear that. He says, like, I'm paying, right? I said, yes, I'm wearing it. Okay, no problem. We're going there. And then came a breakthrough. We're sitting in the bar and two girls start talking with him. I immediately fell in love with the button because no girl would talk to me from their own free will. So I'm looking at that button and they talk to him. And then one of the girls basically asking him, so if it's so good, why he's not using it? Which is basically what they told him, like why he is fat. So when they left, I told him, I'll prove you it doesn't work. And we'll make a bet. And we did a bet. And to make the story short, I got on the product. I lost 32 kilos and I lost the bet, which was a good thing. So one of the things I want to talk to you is 90% opinion and 10% fact. My sponsor didn't buy my opinions. My sponsor didn't buy my negative thoughts. My sponsor didn't buy that. Thank God he didn't buy that. And he stick to the fact and he showed me the fact. He showed me people, there's a need for the product, people wants the product, and that he made an income. Can you imagine if he actually bought my opinions? So here's one thing, if you get one thing from this entire training is you got to stick to the fact. You got to stick to the fact and you got to understand that the fact is what's important. Your job, our job is to tell the story, not to buy other people's stories and opinions. So I lost the weight. I got excited. People saw that, start asking me what I do, and I start doing some, like I didn't start doing retails, but my sponsor asked me, did people notice that you lost weight? I said, yes. And he said, well, you need more products. I said, yes. He says, do you want to buy them? I said, like, yes, but I don't have any money. He said, let's talk with the people that notice your weight loss. And I said, okay. And then we spoke with them and some of them bought and I became, and he offered me to become a distributor. I said, like, but I don't know how to do a business. He says, well, do you know how to use the product? I said, yes. Can you tell somebody how to use the product? Yes. Can you tell somebody that you lost weight? Says, yes. And that's how I got started. Now, I wasn't that a success. My first 6 months, I sold 6 programs. So anybody over here, if you sold more than 6 programs in the first 6 months, you are already way better than what I did when I got started. So the next thing that I was told, you gotta go to an event. And what they told me, there's a supervisor school like this one. And they told me, It's gonna change your life. Now, I started realizing that those guys in Herbalife, everything is gonna change your life. I said, like, maybe because they're taking too much product or everything, they got so excited for everything. It's gonna change your life, and you're gonna be a supervisor. You gotta be a supervisor. And was 3 days before that, and I met my upline. I was introduced to him in the only meeting we had at that time in Israel, which was like less than 20 people. And he asked me, "Are you serious?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "There's a supervisor school, be there." And I said, but I start saying but and start giving some excuses. I don't have time. I didn't sell. I don't know. And he said, like, if you're serious and you want to make it happen, you will make it happen. And guess what? I made it happen. In 2 days, I become a supervisor, finished what I need to do. I got over there. Oh, it was mind-blowing. And then they kept talking all this time about extravaganza, and it's going to change your life. And I'm like, yeah, not again with the change your life. And then they asked me, are you going to go? I said, you know what? Yeah, I'll go. Where is it? And they told me it's in Barcelona, Spain. And I said, are you guys out of your mind? I don't have any money. I just become supervisor. I barely have any customer and distributors. And well, you probably know the rest of the story. I got there, and it's so exciting because we have it next week. 30 years ago, I was there at Barcelona, and here I am now, 30 years after that, going to Barcelona, and it's so exciting. So I went over there, and that's the power of life events. Guys, we've been through that crazy last few years of we all got into Zoom and we all got in together, but there is nothing as powerful as live event. I don't care if it's with 5 people, 50 people, 500 people, or 50,000 people. You got to do everything in your power to get connected to a live event. So I did go to Barcelona. I went to this live event and I was blown away. And everybody was so happy and clapping. And it's like, why they were so happy? They told me I'm going to learn over there. And the first 2 days, it's like, this is way too much for me. I don't know if I want to do it. The third day, something clicked. And then I got back and I got on the chair and I started clapping. And it was mind-blowing. So here's another tip for you guys. If you can write power of live event. You cannot miss live event. That's the essence of the business. And if you are ready to go into a live event, well, you better take, like Angela said, take 10 people with you. So I want to talk a little bit about success foundations. Okay. How long it's going to take you? Well, everybody have his own journey. Some take longer, some take shorter, but it takes the normal business about 10,000 hours to become a pro. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of business it is. So how long is it going to take you? 2 years, 20 years, 200 years? You decide. But the next thing I want to tell you is our business thrive on speed, on excitement. So if you're already thinking of doing the business, do it fast. Momentum breeds momentum. It's creating fire. So can you make it in 20 years? Yes. It took me fast to get to millionaire team. It took me slow to get to president team. But if it's better faster. There's no disadvantage to do it slow, but there's a huge advantage of doing it fast. So the 10,000 hours, how do you become good in selling? You do 10,000 presentations. How you become good in recruiting? You do 10,000 recruiting meetings. You just got to do it. You know, there's one thing of learning, but at the end of the day, you cannot learn swimming from a book. You actually need to do it. So if you're already going to do it, maximize it, do it faster, do it with energy, do it momentum, and it's so much easier and it's funner. Speed. Our business loves speed. Our business love. You get speed, you get excitement. So if you're already doing it, let's do it full speed, especially with what we have right now around the world. So many people needs us. So you do whatever it takes and do the numbers. So we got back from the extravaganza. We didn't have meetings. So we started doing meetings in our apartment. We just invited so many people. Most of them like left. We didn't have testimonials. So we showed pictures. It doesn't matter. As long as you do, if you're already doing that, do whatever it takes, do the numbers. And then what I learned is you got to qualify to everything. So they introduced like some, cruise with the owner of the company. I didn't believe I'm going to make it. I didn't thought I'm going to make it, but they told me try to qualify to everything. So we just went through a lot of people and we qualified. So if you're going to already go into an event, go to the event as VIP. And what happened is because we were going there, our team was also qualifying for that and was so amazing. We qualified for the first cruise we used, which was unbelievable. The only time I seen a cruise ship was the TV show Love Boat. I don't know. It's telling you how old I am. Yes. And was like, and they paid us to go there. Like it was like everything free. Are you serious? There's no catch. So that was amazing. And then I want to talk to you about commitment. I met my wife through the business. That's my wife. And we got married with the big buttons because the earning we made from Herbalife helped us pay for that. Again, got to put disclaimer, I'm one of the top 1% in the company. And you want to learn more about that, go to herbalife.com. But that's what happened. And there's another picture over here of people that have been in our wedding, Herbalife distributor. And beside one of them, that is a millionaire team on retirement, all the rest of the people are no longer in the business. But you have under those people 3 press team, 1 20K, 1 15K, gazillions of get team, gazillions of millionaire team, under those people that got into the business, and when it was tough and hardship, they weren't committed enough and they weren't persistent. So here's the thing is, guys, yes, speed is good, but you don't have to go fast. You just have to go. Now, don't lay down on the track waiting for the train to go run over you, but you have to keep going. And it's unbelievable. That's commitment and persistent. Can imagine all those people, there's such huge downline, and they in 36 countries around the world, that those people are not enjoying those fruits because they weren't committed and they left. So here's one thing. If you sign up one person in Herbalife, don't quit. And if you still didn't sign up one person in Herbalife, sign one person and never leave. So and then we got married. So I'm planning ahead. The wedding was, Herbalife said that we have vacation in Bermuda. So I planned the wedding to be a day before the vacations. So now every year in our anniversary, we have a vacation with Herbalife. Like that's planning ahead. Every year they paid. I got the honeymoon qualified to get paid from Herbalife. And then every year now we work hard to get qualified, but every time we have anniversary, we went to vacation. And more vacations, and then things happens. And we moved to the state, and we thought we're gonna, it's the United States. There is gold in the streets. I'm still looking for the gold in the street. And we had rough time, and that's my first car in America, a $500 car. The window is not down, there is no window. It's Florida, which is like pretty much the same temperature or close to temperature in, I think, in an oven. And we started there, and you go in this car and you talk about international business and taking over the world and getting, making income, and like this is where we got started. And I wanted to keep it, but they forced me to throw it away because I always wanted to know where I'm coming from. So it was hard. And I gotta admit, I start thinking about, we had a rough time. And I stopped. I didn't have people. I didn't go to events. And I started going away and far away from Herbalife. And the more I went away, the more I gained weight, the more my check went down. I start feeling bad about myself. And here is the thing is like, this is why the Power of Life event, I actually like lost confidence on myself with the product and with everything, because I was away from the campfire, and things happen. And what I noticed is my check is starting to go. The more I neglected myself, the more I was far away, not going to event, the more my check went down. I don't know how it happens. Nobody saw me. Nobody did that. But that was thing. So here's what, if I can give you again another advice, is never miss an event. We got to get it. We got to get charged. We got to get the energy back. We got to be around positive people. So I got weight I didn't like, and I felt better about myself. And one night I woke up and I start feeling pains, and I start worrying that something is happening, and like I'm sticking to myself. It's like, what are you doing to yourself? Like, if you're gonna keep like that, you're not gonna last for long. I was smoking also, and then I decided that I'm gonna start. I always took the product. There is no single day. I always took the product. I love the product. But we can take the product for weight loss, for weight gain, and maintenance. I tried them all. It works. Work down, work up, work maintenance. Start getting on the product, lost weight, start doing also a little bit of exercising. Then I start smoking also. And then I start feeling good about myself. And then something amazing happened. I decided I'm going back to an event. And I can pinpoint like that event. It was LDW. I felt good about myself. I went over there, and then I met in that event an amazing person, an angel. And I start, because of the exercise. So I start actually. I started actually, interested in the fit camp and all this stuff, and my neighbor told me, you got to meet that girl. She's running a fit camp in Daytona Beach, and you got to talk to her. And I went to talk to her, and I started asking questions. And then her name is Jennifer Micheli. She's a president team. She's an angel. She's amazing. And I asked her, can I call you? Can I see what you're doing? She said, why don't you do better? Why don't you come and see what I'm doing? I said, like, really? Can I? And she said, sure. So I told my wife, we're going to a vacation in Daytona Beach. She asked me, what's in Daytona Beach? I told her, the beach. And we went over there, and Jennifer showed us what we do and what to do, and spend time and gave me scripts and stuff. And the abundance mentality that I'm not in her downline. She never met me in her life. And she said, come and look. And we came back and we started doing that. And I worked more on my result. And this is my second fit camp. We had no place. And first one was 5, second one was 20 something. And then we had it bigger and bigger, and it's got to 800, and we build a community. And whatever you do, if it's nutrition club, it's a Zoom call, it's fit camps, you gotta build community around you. So build community. That's the next things. As a build a community, build people together. We did events, we did fun events, we did workouts, we did party, we did fundraisers, we did Halloween parties. It was fun. So we built the communities. And that's some of the Herbalife vacations and event. And I did change my car later on. And this is some trips we took with the family. And My kids wanted to see tunnels, so we did a tour, and we saw some castles, and it was so cool, giving them the ability. I barely went to school, and they went to private schools. They have degrees. My daughter's studying her master's degree. It's jumping too fast. 1 second. Then we took the kids, and here's the thing: it's even when we went to check caves or down under, you always wear the button. You get branded. The shoes are green. Everything is green. Maybe one of the ghosts will ask me about the products. So that's the fun stuff you do with Herbalife. And then after a few years, about 10 years ago, no, something like that, I got something unbelievable. Me, the guy that sold 6 products in the first 6 months, they sent me this lifetime achievement award, which was mind-boggling. 1 million volume points. And I'm so excited because this was more exciting than actually any other pin that I got. It's just a nice trophy, but it symbolized so much. So what I'm urge everybody to, you want to move ahead, go for the production. Don't be busy. Production, volume points, personal production, first line distributors, first line supervisor, first line customers, and go for the million lifetime achievement points. If you have that, go for the 2. I'm going for the 2 now. So production, you gotta be in production. It's fun being the environment, but at the end of the day, it's a business. You gotta do the production. More vacation, more stuff, meeting, how you go, you meeting like, the products, the lifestyle, amazing. And then, what was it? I think like 6 years ago. I don't know, I seen such a great testimonial, and we decided we'll take our result even better for the next level, because I got stuck in my my level for too long. So I decided, well, Mark has always said, you work on your result. The better your result, the better your check, the better your income, the better everything. So we decided to register for natural bodybuilding competition, which was my wildest dream. I didn't believe that me, the fat kid, would actually do that. We went to join, and we actually won some stuff over there, which we people that can be our kids, and was mind-boggling. So work on your result like your business depend on that, because it does. So we have a lot of people like, they lost 10 kilos, but they have another 5 kilos to lose. So subconsciously, when they talk with people, guess what? The leads, the people that the prospect that they meet think about. Well, it probably worked for the first 10 kilos, but it doesn't work for the next 5 kilos. So there's 2 important stories you have in Herbalife on your product stories. It's your first 30-day story and your last 30-day story. And the nice thing, the last 30-day story start every day, the last 30 days. So you gotta be obsessed with creating a better result. I'm not talking about abs. I'm not talking about 6-pack. You gotta create what is the best story for you, what you want to achieve. And if you have extra, or you've been in your weight so long, go back to square one, what you did to lose the weight. And we're a health, nutrition, and a weight loss company. And we're Instagram, we talk fit. Well, we gotta look fit also. Again, everybody with his level. My wife is 56, I'm 51, no, she's 57. Don't tell her I said it, it's between us. And we start also working with the nutrition club. So we work on right now combination of some people work nutrition club, some people work weight loss challenges, some people work marathons, social media. We combine all of it, because at the end of the day, the tools may have changed, but the ultimate goal is the same. Is basically getting people on the product, helping them with their health, helping them with their weight, helping them with their athletic performance, and also helping them with their finance. And then we got the press team, which was kind of cool. So we got the press team and we got to executive press team at the same time. And I was and really, really exciting. I sat down and I was just like, when it was official, I just looked and I dreamed. I felt like it's a dream. And I'm working on the next diamonds. And we moved back to Israel before the pandemic. And, we did a lot we actually become press team through the pandemic, through Zoom, no nutrition club, just social media, just took everything online. And then we opened about a month ago, we opened a nutrition club also in Israel. So now we're back to action also over here. And at the end of the day, it's the same thing, is putting good quality nutrition in people's bellies, in people's body, and being nice and building communities. And here's what I want to talk about a little bit, and because we're getting that, is I want to talk to you about environment. And this is something very, very important. And because we are influences all day long of the stuff around us. So we all need, I say we need to be surrounded by positive. You cannot hang out with negative people and expect to live a positive life. It's the same thing like if you're parents and you're telling the kids like, you don't want to play around with this kid because he's trouble. So, you control the environment, You got to keep the positive attitude, because without positive attitude, where things will happen. It's called life. Yes. And we're blessed. We have the opportunity. We have the product. So things happen. So it's not what happened to you. It's how you literally treat and handle what happened to you. Okay. So this is very important. You got to control distractions, especially with social media. Being all day long on social media doesn't mean you're working. It's mean your business. Don't be a social media user. You want to create content, not consume content. So it's very, very important. And in distraction, we have always many distractions. But here's the bottom line is some of them are justified, some of them are not, but all distractions are equal. All excuses are equal. So when people come to us, they give us reason why they failed. Some people say they don't have time. Some people say they don't have money. Some people that says they don't have knowledge. Some people says they are bad at technology. Hello, there's Google. You can learn anything you want in the world. I wasn't born when there was an internet. There was no cell phone. Well, I don't know something, I just go and type. So there's people say that they have children. Well, don't make your children your excuses. Make your children your reason. Some people say they're too young. Some say too old. Many reasons. And I have a spelling mistake. I wonder where I tried to write over here. Guess what? All excuses are equal and no one cares. Everybody have their own problem. Everybody have their own issue. And every people have their own baggage. So nobody cares. And no one also going to come to your rescue. It's your life. It's 100% of your responsibility to get your life in order, to make it bigger, to get your kids food on the table, roof over their head. It's 100% your responsibility. It's 100% your responsibility to get customers. You won't get customers from your upline. It's 100% your responsibility to recruit first-line distributors. Not your upline, it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to go to the event. So once you adopt that, it's so liberating because you understand that you can do whatever you want. It's your responsibility. Of course, you got to set up goals There's great training about goals. We have the master, the one and only Jim Rohn. Type Jim Rohn goal setting. Boom. So I'm not going to go to goal setting. Beware of gossip. It's the killer of business, killer of relationship, killer of stuff. And remember, the person that is gossiping with you about somebody else is gossiping with that somebody else about you. Stay away from that. Stay away from ego. Always treat the people the same way that you want to be treated. Remember who you met on the way up. Those are the same people you will meet on the way down. Always promote other people, you know, and people are measured by the way they talk, treat people that they have zero interest from them. You know, from the person that cleaned the houses to the person that owned the house, the hotel. And always promote other people. I always did. I'm never promote myself. I promote other people. Promote your downline, promote your upline, promote your sideline. Then the next thing is you got to show personal example. You talk with somebody, tell them, listen, you got to take the product, and you're kind of iffy on the product. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to be iffy on the product also. If you tell so people watching you all the time. If you're late for meeting, guess what? They've seen that. If you promise something and you don't keep your words, guess what? They see that. So like when people say, like, I cannot get a committed person. Well, maybe you should look at the mirror. So you're usually going to get people that are like you. So set a personal example. Like you look at Mark Hughes, he was always sharp. The best dress, the best suit, the best haircut, the best everything, because we looked up to him. And always do the right thing. And it doesn't matter what other people do. It matters what you do. Somebody else is doing something wrong, it doesn't mean you can do something wrong. Always, you know, there's a saying, integrity is doing the right thing, even if nobody is watching. If you need to ask yourself, should I do it or I shouldn't do it, you already know the answer. Be loyal to the company. Be loyal to your customer. Be loyal to your distributor. You said you're going to do something, you're going to do it. And if something happened, like we move, you set up a schedule, you said you're going to do something, you know, things happen, but you need to be a person, a man or a woman that people can rely on, and then of course, be loyal to the company. This company created so much, gave so much to so many people. We're loyal to the company, and all the top distributors over here, you can talk with all of them about the numerous things that people offer them, the brand new grand opportunity, and the one that left and the one that stays are reaping the fruit now. So be loyal to the company. And there's going to be vultures that come in and trying to pick on us, on a weak people, because we are the best trained distributors in the world, the most passionate, the most loyal, and the most reliable distributors in the world. That's Herbalife distributors. And then sharing consciousness of abundance. We're not in competition with each other. When people ask you what organization I am, I'm in a Mark Hughes organization. We're in all the same organization. So we share, we use each other, we talk with each other. People can send, I know I can send somebody to Angela and she's going to take care of him. And she can send people to me and I'm going to take care of him. And that's the power, because we can run a business in 95 countries around the world. And I don't know how many people, we have over 344 people right now on the call. You know, and I don't know how many countries are, maybe we should have everybody type in the chat what countries they're from. But when you know there's abundance, what if Jennifer wouldn't accept me and show me in abundance? And you know what's the amazing thing? I'm not that special. She did it with everybody. So sharing their conscious of abundances, and then people want to be around you. It's addictive. Like, you know, this is like, those people from Herbalife are amazing. Like, they're so nice, and people want to be around us, and we want to be around us. We want to pick up people. We want to have people come to us. We don't want to push people. People don't like to get pushed. So sometimes, like me, I got to get exposed a few times to the product and the business before I said yes. So when you talk to your friend, talk to your family, when you talk to, used to that, I admit, I was like a pit bull, like they didn't want to hear about it. I said, I keep nagging. No. Are you still can hear me? Because it said to me that my internet is bad. Can you still hear me? Nod your head if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Still loud and clear, thank you.
Perfect. Okay. So pick up people. Pick them up, make them feel good about themselves. You don't know what's the people going through, and then you want to leave them. Some people needs to boil a lot. Like I got people now that I am working my center of influence. It's people from 35 years ago, from my high school, from my middle school. Like that was a long time ago, you know. We used to ride dinosaurs to school. There's time for everybody, and it's okay. I keep getting, okay. So here's another thing is every day, make a habit or try to be just a bit better than the day before. I used to talk with one person a day about the product, maybe today with two, maybe today with three. But if you keep doing that and having this mental game with yourself, you know, like we used to, when we used to do invites with flyers, only flyers, we used to like basically take them and not coming back until it's done. We come back until that. So every day do a little bit better. And guys, talking to people face to face works like magic. It even works better now because people are not talking to each other. Everybody's their phone. So try to make it a little bit better. You know, if you walk 100 steps a day, now walk today 101. You know, just a little bit. Small changes create tremendous outcome. Check who are you listening to. What are you listening to? We have bombarded with media, bombarded with effects, with TV and internet and social media and music and all this stuff sink into us. So you be very careful what you let. It's the same thing. Be careful what you let in your body. You don't want to put in your body junk food. You definitely don't want to put junk food in your brain. So check who are you listening to. Yeah, I misspelled another word. You see, everybody can do this, but I just realized that I misspelled. How are you listening to? It's supposed to be who are you listening to? Everybody can do this business. What are you listening to? What are you watching? And here's another spelling mistake. And the other end, create education. You got learn, be obsessed with learning new stuff, new event, new technology, new stuff. What you feed your brain determine your appetite. It's so great that we have supervisor school that you can sit at home, but you also want to find out something that is 2, 3 days, 4 days distance from you. You know, be obsessed with learning, be obsessed with reading every day, but don't put all day into that. Later on, you become very, because I used to have a distributor that, you know, just did personal development all day long. So their personality was very developed, but they had no money. So, you know, you got to put the limit. So 30 minutes, 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, it's enough, but you got to do it every day. Consistency. Now, the question is not if you can do it. The question is, will you do it? That's a simple question. Now, we're going to be ending in 5 minutes, and I want to leave you with a few things. I want to talk about things that require zero talent, because sometimes this guy is very talented, and this guy is like, overnight success, but when people are overnight success, you don't see the hard work that went behind that. It's like, you know, the swan that glows on the water, but nobody see the fins, the legs that move very, very fast underwater and work really hard. And some people think, well, you got to get talent, but there's a lot of things we can do that doesn't require talent, zero talent. And let's go over them. One, using the product and using them correctly, you don't need any talent. Go to events, you don't need any talents for that. Be on time, you don't need talents for that. To put effort, you don't need to be talented to do that. You gotta have passion or obsession to be successful. You don't need to have any talent for that. To do more than you're supposed to do, you don't need any talent for that. Work ethics. You said you're gonna talk with 10 people a day, you send 10 DMs a day, post one thing a day, whatever you decided as your DMO, which doesn't matter, yes? If you decide to do that, do that. Work ethics. Positive attitude. You don't need to have talent to have positive attitude. Becoming teachable. You don't have to have talent for that. And always, always be prepared. You don't need to have any talent for that. Maybe you should take, you know, a screenshot of that, but this is stuff that requires zero talent. And last thing, I want to talk about success principles. One, you will lose some friends. People will think you're going crazy. You will think you're going crazy. You will feel pain. You will almost talk yourself out of the business hundreds of times. You will cry before you get it. Your family and friends will discourage you. You will doubt yourself thousands of times. You will develop weird habits. Yeah, we have some weird habits. People will give you grief for no reason, but it's going to be all worth it. And then suddenly, everybody will want to be your best friend. So, if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. It's been a privilege, an honor, an unbelievable experience. I'm so humbled to be in here. I'll take a screenshot of that. And I really, really enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of that. And thank you very much for having me. Love you guys all. And Angela, back to you.
Shai, that was amazing, amazing, amazing. I've got all my notes here. And you delivered some real beautiful gems there. And I can't wait to see you and thank you in Barcelona, Spain next week. So we're going to see many of the guys in Barcelona at Extravaganza. Yay! Can't wait to be back at a Herbalife Extravaganza. And just some of the gems. I mean, Shai, your whole presentation was a gem. But I got momentum breeds momentum. And the Mark Hughes ethics of integrity, loyalty, everything that Mark stood for, you delivered. I wrote it down here, reliability, sharing, and looking after each other in each other's countries. And this is what Mark Hughes was about. And you delivered that. You delivered it a million times over, Shai. Can't thank you enough, really and truly. So let's go through some stuff. Just to wind down, there's a few people I want to thank here. Shai, your supervisor school will be recorded and it will be replayed on YouTube. And we'll send out the link to it on the various different channels. So look out for the link. And really, if you can't find the link and you want to share it with your supervisors, just send one of us a message and we'll make sure that we get that link to you. The link will run for about a week or so. Now, the reason that we do this is because so many people in the Far East, in countries like Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Australia, New Zealand. It's a different time zone for them. So it's about 3 o'clock in the morning when we do these supervisor schools. So they also want to have the benefit of your wisdom and the gems that you delivered, Shai. So that is why this will be recorded. But obviously, you know, it's not just for the Far East and Australia. We can all take advantage. So it'll be on YouTube, but the links will be available hopefully by tomorrow. And then we can circulate it to all our friends that maybe couldn't make it, or our supervisors that couldn't make it. So I just want to thank a few people here tonight who made it possible. We have a small team behind these supervisor schools, but it's financed. The platform is financed by a group of international presidents team, and the coordinating team is Elizabeth Augusta, Alf Patron, Kevin Rabella, and Christian Schaffer, who does all the technical stuff. So thank you to the team, and thank you to everybody that made this possible tonight. And my last announcement, and if you say this is about the universe working in mysterious ways, you can take this down now, Christian. Spoiling my moment, my dramatic moment. You just Shai talked about his angel. Shai talked about the angel that looked after him when he first went to Florida, the USA. And I swear to you guys, this is the gospel truth, because he told me that. And he said, well, who's going to be the guest speaker after in October? And I said, well, it's going to be this amazing person. Now, since we started these supervisor schools about 1.5 years ago, we've only ever had one woman. So come on, women, we need to step up to the mark here and need to get the ladies out there training and being leaders and so forth. And we finally found another lady that was so happy that she's going to be doing this supervisor school in October. None more so because she happens to be Shai Pritz's angel. Now, how is that? Because we invited her and Shai didn't know anything about it, and I didn't know that she was Shai Pritz's angel. But anyway, she's another, now Christian, you can put the flyer up, from Florida, the United States of America, Executive President's Team Member 15K, Jennifer Micheli, will be our special guest speaker on the 13th of October. Make sure you've got that in your diary. Get loads of people on there. It's 2000 hours Central European time. And Jennifer will show you how she's gone from being a broke mum to where she is today. She's an amazing lady. And when we invited her, she said she was standing in the supermarket queue, and when the message came in, and she just burst into tears. You're going to love her. You are just going to love her. Take advantage. Jennifer Micheli on the 13th of October, and the call will be hosted by none other than our very good friend, who also got a mention by Shai tonight. It's all clicking into place, this jigsaw of life, and that's our great friend, Chief Executive, President's Team Member 15K, Alf Patron. So Jennifer Micheli and Alf Patron together, what a night it's going to be on the 13th of October. Make sure you don't miss it. And I look forward to seeing many of you in Barcelona next week. Let's go.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you
So much. Thank you,
much.
Shai. Thank you so much. Thank you, Angela.